Mark, with the way the fans responded to our positive start on Saturday and vice versa, was that a glimpse into what can be achieved on the pitch and in the stands in the matches at home?
Well, I always talk about we have to excite the supporters. That's what they come for. You know, they come for some excitement. We started off really brightly, and that's exactly what you want to do in games. But also, you need to work out when the game changes how you can still do the things. You can't just do the same things in a game. It's got to change. The good thing, or one of the good things within the game, was that we never gave up and we got back into the game with some quality. So we have to make the change. You know, there's been a few changes in terms of personnel, maybe a shape change slightly, but it's all about movement, good delivery, good movement and aggressive movement into the penalty area. We got that from the first goal. We got that from the second goal, both scored by Ben. And we came out with a point, but from the first half performance, you know, you're looking to go and try and double your advantage at least before half time, and we didn't manage that. So they're always in the game, and with the change in the second half, you know, you have to come out and you've still got to fight. You know, I talk about injuries and I talk about the situation that we've got with injuries, and I even feel I'm winding myself up now, annoying myself with it. So it is really difficult. It's not an excuse. I'm trying to point out that it is really difficult for the players because I can't make those changes in game. So sometimes they get a little bit of fatigue. And again, it has a knock-on. So that's why we're desperate to get players back and involved with the squad, because they're giving everything, and they have given everything all season. It's just that, you know, at the moment, we're not converting the chances when we need to convert the chances, or we haven't been, but we're still capable of doing that. You know, we can all be critical, but, you know, in difficult times, it's easy to be critical. But there are a lot of good things that still happen within the game. The players are trying, and a lot of them are still learning. So, you know, I mean, learning to what the Championship is about, not just learning because we always do that, but, you know, to come in and sort of hit the Championship running takes some doing. So, you know, that's where we've had a little bit of, you know, stagnation, and that's impacted us with our results.
You mentioned Ben's goal there, and you spoke about fatigue as well. Was Ben's, the endeavour he showed to get into the box and get on the end of that chance, was that sort of an example for others to follow in that regard?
Well, I think that's just showing an understanding of, A, the game, you know, what the game is at that particular moment and what we need to do and what we need to achieve, but how to do it. So all of those things were critical. He executed that well on the back of a brilliant assist from Sorba and a great pass from Stephen and Zonzi, because he just released things from the middle of the pitch at that point. But yeah, absolutely, it's something that you know you can achieve. It's a forward pass, forward run, you know, all of those positive things that you get, and attacking the ball at the back post. It was a good goal, but also it's a relief because we didn't deserve to lose the game on the basis of probably 2-3 mistakes, because they had a chance at the end of the game where you have to be switched on right to the end of the game, and we got away with one at the end of the game, which felt like certainly wasn't justified from the performance that we had in the first half and a lot of the second half.
We've had a little run now of closely contested matches. We've drawn them or been narrowly edged in them. What are the characteristics and attributes as players and staff that you need to just turn the tide in that regard?
Well, everybody makes mistakes, and that's generally what happens. One mistake you can generally put right, 2 mistakes possibly put right, 3 mistakes you end up with a chance against you. And, you know, sometimes we've not won duels or we've not won the first contact, and they've ended up in a position where they've been able to sweep the ball because we're trying to score, we're trying to go the other end. So there's a balance to be had. You know, I don't want to sit people behind the ball. I don't want to do that. I don't want a team to play like that. The supporters wouldn't want us to do that anyway. So we have to find a balance of attacking and making sure we're not wide open at the back. But you know, we're still working towards that. And like I say, you get players back sometimes, but they're coming back too slowly. But we're losing players too regularly now with injuries because of the nature of what we do.
A couple of those injuries are in goal, and at the weekend Tommy Simkin made his 100th career appearance. 9 of those now have been in the Championship. What would this period do for him in the longer term, and I suppose in the shorter term as well? What's it doing for him and his development?
Well, Tommy's obviously going through a period where he's learning, and he's learning in the firing line, front line, and understanding what things are all about. It'll benefit him and his career no end, and hopefully benefit us too. So he's learning all the time. He's making mistakes. Absolutely, he is. But you expect that, you know. But again, everybody compares. It's not comparing apples with oranges, and you know, it just doesn't compare, because you've lost the best goalkeeper, in my opinion, in the division, and I think in a lot of people's opinions. So it has an impact. But he's done well. He's stepped up. He's shown real courage and character, and when it's not going like everything's smooth sailing for him, because the first 3 games he had were clean sheets. You know, he's had clean sheets in between times, but you know, he is making more good decisions than bad. He's making some really good and important saves. The other bits he'll just tighten up as time goes on. But 100 games at this stage of his career is a great achievement.
And I guess to follow on from that, when we eventually get some of these players back, what will it do for the whole squad? Just to have gone through this period with limited numbers to be able to get some back, what will this experience have done for them and I guess their resilience?
Well, while those players are out, they're obviously missing important game time. They're missing being a part of it, and they're missing trying to get us into a really good position to attack the playoffs, which is what we've been talking about all season because of the start we had. When they come back, they will want to try and have as big an impact as quickly as possible on the team and the results. So, you know, they feel it as well, because they've seen what's happened. They are desperate to get back, and you know, we're desperate to get them back, to be fair. So that will help no end. I think it'll give everybody a boost. Well, I know it'll give everybody a boost in the building, so the energy change again, and hopefully we can get those back sooner rather than later, because there are 13 games left, and there's obviously 39 points to play for. Are
any of them out on the grass and looking promising in that regard in sort of weeks, or is it still?
Yeah, very close now. There's very close. There's three, yeah, all 4, pretty close. So that's going to be probably, if not for Coventry, potentially for Swansea, and we can start to reintegrate there. And then after that, we're looking at getting a few more back.
And just finally, it's Oxford on Wednesday night. They've just come off the back of clean sheets at Middlesbrough, and Coventry hard-earned points. Just what do you make of the challenge that they posed to us on Wednesday?
Again, another significant challenge. They've got good players. You know, they've changed things. They've brought players in, and they've had brilliant results both at Coventry and at Middlesbrough, as you just said. You know, I think they've won games and put people under pressure, and they play on your mistakes, but more than that, they've got, like I say, they've got good players that can hurt you. So we have to be spot on with what we do, and we'll be looking to put the final touches to hopefully, it's going to be a really good performance tomorrow against a side that are fighting for their lives, and but have quite a bit of quality as well.